Good evening, Eric from Juniper Acres here. Just got done doing some work, trying to put together a video, and thought I'd just chat a little bit about why I'm doing this channel. I don't know that it's gonna have legs. I'm interested. I watch these videos all the time. I just like doing it. I enjoy the work of splitting wood, gathering wood, finding wood, stacking wood. I think it just has something to do with me. My uncle used to love doing it. He was a wood scrounger before there was wood scroungers, before there was internet, and I just always felt that it was good, hard work, good for the body, good for the mind. I burned quite a bit of it, and I paid one time when I moved to this new house. I had 2 fireplaces and I didn't have enough wood. We moved in November, and it was a cold winter, had a lot of snow. I had wood delivered, I got a cord delivered, and none of it was dry. And I couldn't even understand it. I couldn't understand how somebody could advertise it as dry wood, sell it to me, and drop it off at my house for me to stack, only to find out that I couldn't even burn it until next year. So I made a commitment at that point, and that was 2016. Yeah, 2016, I suppose. Made a commitment at that point that I would not buy wood ever again, and I haven't. However, I sell wood, but I also make sure that it's 100% dry before I do sell it. So anyway, I just split some wood up back in, I guess right around spring break. We had a bad windstorm here in Maryland, and my neighbor's hemlocks, I was out on the deck because the chairs were blowing off the deck, and I heard the noise. If you guys have heard a tree fall, you know the noise. And I looked over and I saw these trees fall down and just missed our house. So I texted her and she was fine, but they're laying in the front yard. And because there was such a demand for tree services, nobody could get out there for about a week. And I think the quote that they gave her was $1,800 just to cut up the trees. 3 hemlocks, cut up the trees, remove the debris, not including stump grinding, and get them out of there. Since it was spring break, the kids needed something to do. I asked them if they were interested, and we made her an offer to do it for less, right? I ended up keeping a lot of the wood with the intent of, splitting it, drying it, and maybe using that wood to start my firewood bundle business. So I did split a bunch of it right away and dried it, and I had a video on that, and it did dry. Surprisingly, it dried really quick. Most of the trees were not in the greatest shape, so maybe they were on their way out and didn't have a lot of moisture. But anyway, I made a bunch of it. It's all under 20%. So I do have some of that bundled. That's not what I started with. I did start with some dry ash, maple, and cherry. But tonight I worked on it a little bit. I had a couple hours after work and decided to split the rest of it and get it drying. My goal is that I can sell that all summer for campfire wood and make room for wood that needs to dry longer, right? Oak and whatever it may be. So anyway, I worked on that for a little while, and I had all these scraps, and I decided that I would start burning them. My fire pit outside hadn't been used in a while, so I looked around and saw that it needed to be weeded. So I lit a fire, and now I'm burning it. So I just thought I'd talk to you guys a little bit about this. And again, if you guys have any comments about what I could do better, I'm not an editor. I'm working on it. I think it's fun learning different things. I love watching videos on how to do things. I feel like I can pretty much fix or do anything if I have a video to watch. I'm not that great reading and learning that way, right? Looking at a wiring schematic and trying to figure out how to rewire a tractor, not for me. However, I can watch you do it and probably figure it out and go about it that way. I learn better that way. So I guess that's why I started this channel, just to document my progress. I've always created little videos when we go hunting. I take my kids out to western Kansas, where I have family, for pheasant and quail hunting. I do a lot of deer hunting, turkey hunting, waterfowl hunting. I work with my dog for waterfowl, so I've always made little videos, but editing was not something I ever really did. I just made them for me. So anyway, we'll see what happens with this. Again, if you guys subscribe it. The content's similar to a lot of others, but I always still like to find new content myself. So hopefully this is something that you guys enjoy, but I appreciate you. And if any thumbs up, subscribes or likes. Goes a long way. I would love to do this all year long. So anyway, let me just show you what I've got going on here. Nice night. Got a little fire pit going. And that is what I just split. That's all the trash from what I just split. So I'm burning that up now. Gonna take advantage of, got a couple hours tonight where the kids don't have practice. So I'm gonna move the splitter into the shade and I'm gonna work on some of the Eastern Hemlock you see behind me. You can see the kind of the tree line just beyond that where all those trees came out. 3 of them fell. right, I will say splitting for bundled wood is a bit more challenging, more time consuming, trying to cut them down small. But that's what the intent is. I'm going to try to sell this softwood if it dries fast enough for this summer. So that's the pile I yielded here. Try to keep a scrap bin right there. That big one I'm going to let go for a little while. A couple odd ones up there. Long day today. So now we're just going to stack. Just going to stack it between the trees for now. I don't have a lot of space at my wood pile. I'm trying to rearrange it. So we're just going to put it right here between the trees. I should have put a board underneath, but I'll be moving it again, unfortunately. The goal is to try to move the wood as few times as possible. But I don't have bins, I don't have a tractor big enough to lift bins, so just manual labor. Trying to stack it because I want airflow as soon as possible to dry it out. Surprisingly, everything I measured last time with the hemlock was pretty dry. Decent little stack. Got a couple odds. That big one, it's longer than the rest. I don't remember why. Those are longer. That's really short. And that's pretty much it. So I just don't have that much room right now. I got to rearrange. Still got all that cherry to split. I've been using some of that. It was standing dead ash. There's a gap behind those. Cherry, and that last row is hemlock as well. So we'll see what we can do. So that's it for tonight. Got the log splitter cleaned up. Got my pile of debris I'm gonna take to the woods. Probably worked about an hour on splitting all that and got everything done that I wanted to. So I enjoyed doing this. Had a long day today. Did about 12 hours with some drive time today for work. So I needed a little release. It was either to do this or cut the grass. So I'll let my son cut the grass and I split the wood. But I appreciate you guys following along. Let me know. I never cover up my log splitter. I know some people do. I've never met a cover for a grill or log splitter or anything that lasts. So let me know what you do. I have only had that one issue with it. There is a little bit of rust on it. I don't have a big enough shed for it right now, but let me know what you guys do. Anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me. Hit like and subscribe if you want to see more of this, and appreciate you guys following along.